Hey, what's up, everyone? Well, we have a response from Extra Emily on her Twitter. Pardon my laptop, my very expensive laptop, which is making a lot of noise right now. But anyway, she did respond in regards to the whole controversy surrounding, about paying back her parents. And I've commented about it, being an Asian person myself and my perspectives on it. But and I have a video, separate video on that. But anyway, uh, let's go ahead and read this. I paid my parents back for my tuition. I realize how fortunate I am to be in the position I'm in, to have the means to provide for both myself and my family, contrary to online belief. Ever since garnering success as a streamer, I have ensured that my parents' lifestyle and needs are taken care of. I would never let them suffer. They're my parents who raised me. I think that's really cool that she did pay her parents back, or she is paying her parents back. Um, she continues, regarding the clips of my mom and I, our humor was simply misunderstood and blown out of proportion. We have plenty of conversations off stream as mother and daughter, and what we say on stream is not representative of our whole action, situation, or stance. I think that's a given. People who are how they are with their parents and how they are on stream. I think there's people who tend to, feel that, offline persona and online persona are one and the same, but, um, you know, that's not usually the case. Um, but I'm just glad that she got this out, and she didn't really have to. She didn't really have to do it, but if anything, I think it's a good gesture on her part because of how certain people reacted. She did bring up. It was my fault to bring it up in New York. I thought it would be appropriate to discuss, given that's how my parents and I always banter with each other, and I knew they'd be okay with being the butt of the joke, which they do to me too. We wouldn't be talking about such matters on stream in such a casual manner if we didn't have a solid relationship. Specifically regarding my college tuition, I'm going to be honest, I frankly would have stuck to my ways had the situation not happened because I support my parents through the other means, but the feedback made me realize it's not that hard to simply follow through on my word and pay them back. I'm committed to growing from this experience and will hold myself accountable in similar future agreements. And this is very smart. You know what, I really like her response here. Very intelligent response. Here's the thing, you know, no matter how naive or how extra Emily acts on screen, on her stream, uh, the fact that she did attend Columbia University, the fact that you saw her memorize, you know, what, 1,000 numeric characters, and there's something that that people forget is that she can be naive about certain things, but she's also a highly intelligent person. And I think in this situation, um, because a lot of a lot of Asians, you usually do not pay. I think it's just more of, just making sure that you are, taking responsibility. And I think that's what her parents are having her do because, it would appear that, her parents do well. And even though they spend a lot of money on Emily, I think if anything is that having her on a payment plan or having her pay back, I think that's a really good thing for Asian families to instill certain responsibilities. Trust me, I know how it is with my um, even with my family members. They wanted to do the same for me, and they said, "Hey, um, when you turn this certain age, we want you to start paying rent." Not my parents, actually, grandparents, both sides of grandparents that I lived with, because the thing is that they didn't really need it, but the thing is they wanted me to, to learn responsibility. As I mentioned in my video before, um, there was a washing machine, but I wasn't allowed to use it. They wanted me to learn responsibility, so what did I have to do? I had to put my clothes in the bag and walk all the way to the laundromat. And with my money that I worked for and earned, I had to pay for the coins and everything. I had to take the bus. Even though they could have drove me, it was responsibility. It was responsibility. I had to learn these, uh, you know, I think once I became a junior in high school, um, it, it was life and hard knocks. I had to learn responsibility, and most Asian families, they, sometimes they, they're spoon fed. They don't have to really, you know, the kids don't really have to worry about much. But the thing is, it all depends on your family, and also, as I mentioned before, educated families or families that are well off. More than likely, they don't have to worry about too many responsibilities. In my case, it was a mixture, and the thing is that the family, uh, their main thing was more of the Asian culture of being Americanized, and 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 not fully conforming to the American culture, because they wanted me to learn how difficult they had it growing up. And so I had to learn a lot of things and do a lot of things in order to understand. Because I think they want to realize, they made us, or made me want to realize, money does not grow on trees. And so I had to learn the hard way. Even paying for my own college. Again, my parents didn't pay for it. They wanted me to say, hey, there's college. If you do good in this college, get a scholarship. Scholarship will pay for it. And if you do good, maybe you'll have your college paid for. Well, that wasn't the case. But the thing is, they said, okay, there's college loans. And so those are things. Some I've growing up, sometimes I felt, man, why does all my friends have it lucky? They don't have to do all this crap that I'm doing. Why doesn't my parents pay for my college? But you know what? In the end, I learned. I learned about the responsibility of having to do everything myself and to take care of myself. And I'm not gonna say it was easy. It was not easy. Again, there was times where I was very upset by all of it. I didn't realize, but in hindsight, as I got older, my grandmother would say, you think that I'm a bad person, or a mean person, but trust me, you're gonna thank me for it. And I did thank her for it, because I said, wow, I wouldn't have learned how to do any of this stuff if I, if they never forced me. I think those things are just some life lessons that some parents are strict and some are not. But anyway, I'm kind of proud of her that she was able to uh, hold herself accountable and learn from the experience. She said, "Thank you for caring about my parents, but I assure you they are financially stable even without my assistance and are adequately taken care of regardless." Um, Again, usually when I hear, you know, um, when I have friends or know people who went to Harvard, went to Columbia, went to Brown, went to Stanford, went to Irvine, went to Davis, I kind of expect the family. It's usually the family is doing well. Um, sure, there are some who do, get scholarships, but usually for those Ivy League or for those very difficult to get to colleges. Usually the case that the parents, for Asian cultures that I know of, many of the people I know of, and I tell you, I know many because I've been involved in um, from the Asian publications from college to clubs that I've been a part of. Um, it's been the case, and even for international students, Japanese that I hung out with, and you know for them to send their kids to the U.S., that was not cheap either. So anyway, let's go on to the next message that she wrote. Okay, so Emily wrote that I attached a screenshot of the bank wire. This is the reason why it's not full sum, is because this is the amount agreed upon between me and my parents, and I can't financially pay the whole thing right now. But we also have a system set up for me to pay them in the future until it's all paid off. She didn't have to do this. She didn't have to do this at all. But I will say though, I think she mentioned that there was only 14,000 she had to pay off originally planned, but from the sound of it, she is really paying almost 50 grand. That is amazing. That is amazing. Um, but at the same time, one thing about Emily that I think she's also very careful for is that, and also learning to see how the careers of people who are streamers and depending on it and the livelihood, there are people who can do it, and there are people who can do it very well for many years. And those who are able to remain profitable and do it for many years is very slim. Anything can happen during that time. And, from troubles to getting canceled, and you've seen it happen to streamers throughout the last few years where they had it good a year before, and then something stupid happens, and then they lost it. Things happen. And again, only few people can maintain this popularity for many years. And I think she's very smart about that. She's making good money right now doing it. And I think she'll continue to make good money. I think this was probably one of the first things you've seen that where she got some backlash. But the thing is, she's very smart. And what she did, I think, is a very positive thing. She didn't have to. She didn't have to. By all means, she didn't have to. But you know what? She did, and she's paid more than that people thought. And the thing is yeah, I think a lot of people think that yeah, there are some people, maybe they be YouTube or Twitch, that they go out and they pay their family's mortgage off or their car off, and that's amazing. Those are people who make good money and are willing to do that. But you can't expect everyone to do that, especially for people who care about their own finances and taking care of themselves or their own family or preparing for their future, not knowing what will come. Um, Again, you have to remember with Emily, she had a job before after college that did not last. She was fired, and she became a streamer, and now she's actually making an income, a lot of money. But the thing is that whether or not, she'll be around. I think she's just, playing it safe right now, just saying how things are, and that's very smart. You don't want to, give all your money up if you don't, if you're not aware of your future. And I think we saw that interview with Dr. K and her worries and her insecurities about having the followers and just those worries that she has, and it's definitely understandable. I think any streamer who depends on IRL streaming. Up there goes my laptop. Check this out. Oh my gosh, my Asus ROG is going in bad. Let me tap this. Nope. Anyway, I think I'm gonna leave right here. I gotta get another computer, and this is not that old, man. It's just a few years. $4,000, and already, can you hear it? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to get another one, but not anytime soon. Because I think if I'm gonna get another one, it has to be this was a gaming laptop, an Asus ROG, and it's one of the higher end ones. But I think next time, I think I will get a desktop where I can easily change out things and not worry about this crap right here. But gosh, it's getting loud. Can you hear it? Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Anyway, everyone, you all take care. And Emily, wishing you the best, and really good Twitter post that you had there. And glad that things worked out. Okay, everyone, you take care, and I'll see you later. Wink, wink, and